Philippines is a presidential republic with an equal distribution of authority across its three branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. Through this system of checks and balances, the government aims to work for the good of its population. Now, in this coming election of 9th of May 2022, we have the responsibility to vote a leader who has integrity and compassion to the Filipino people. Then, why is voting important? When we consider of electing new leaders and replacing existing ones in the government, election is the first thing that comes up. The Philippines has a democratic government in which everyone has the opportunity to vote. People began to register and elected politicians began to campaign as the election came.
The responsibility of all citizens to keep the government system running is represented by voting. It is a right that every citizen should have. People we elect are tasked with developing and implementing policies that will benefit us. As a result, it is only right to choose intelligently those who uphold the right beliefs. However, voting may be more than just a means of electing a future leader.
It can also be a means of exercising rights that our forefathers struggled for. This country has more than ever requires knowledgeable ballots, whether they are first-time voters or not.
Voting isn't just a right, but also a power. So what are the qualifications of a politician should we vote? Let's start with the executive branch. According to the 1987 Constitution of the Philippines, Article 7 and the Executive Department Section 2, that no person may be elected president unless he is a natural-born citizen of the Philippines, a registered voter, are able to read and write, and at least 40 years of age on the day of the election, and a resident of the Philippines for at least 10 years immediately preceding such election.
While in the legislative branch, based on the 1987 Constitution Article 6 Section 3, that no person shall be a senator unless he is a natural-born citizen of the Philippines and on the day of the election is at least 35 years of age, able to read and write, a registered voter and a resident of the Philippines for not less than 2 years immediately preceding the day of the election. Aspiring candidates are often eager to tell us what they intend to do if elected, but the important question is how they mean to follow through on their campaign pledges. Because citizens are frequently overwhelmed by promises, it is critical to go deep and inquire how certain promises will be fulfilled.
It's hard to tell if candidate will make a good leader. How can you tell if someone will be honest, open, or able to act under hardship if they are voted to a position of power? As you analyze the candidate's leadership characteristics, here are several ideas to think critically.
So here are some tips that can help you in choosing your candidates. Number 1, look at their backgrounds and their experience. How well prepared are they for the job?
Number 2, evaluate candidates' stance on issues. Does the evaluation give you an overall impression of the candidates? What specific conclusions can you draw about the candidate's stand on this issue?
Number 3, observe the candidates' campaigns. Do they accept speaking engagements before different groups, even those groups that might not be sympathetic? Do they accept invitations to debate? Do the campaigns emphasize media events where the candidates can be seen but not heard?
Number 4, review the campaign materials as you read the materials and watch the campaign. It should have the information that provides insight into candidates' personalities and leadership qualities. For example, do campaign materials emphasize issue or just image? Are they accurate?
Number 5, seek the opinions of others in your community who keep track of political campaigns. You may ask a neighbor, shopkeeper, or a politically active volunteer to find out which candidate they support and why. Learn what has shaped their political opinion.
Lastly, sort of all the information you have collected, review all the information and compare all the candidates. You may ask yourself these questions. 1. Which candidate's view on the issues do you agree with the most? 2. Who ran the fairest campaign?
Which candidate demonstrated the most knowledge on the issues? And which candidate has the leadership qualities you are looking for? After all, choose a deserving candidate.
The election is approaching. Let us raise our voices and we may not forget to vote a candidate with efficiency, competency, transparency, dignity, and love to its country and citizens.
Your vote is your voice.
voice.
Every vote counts.
Be informed,
Vote wisely.
vote wisely.